This month's class, it's me, Alaric. I'm actually reading Casey's story. So, uh, her story was the Funny Snowman Adventure, so this is her writing, not mine. But I will be reading it since I have this lovely voice. The first story, Chapter 1. There was a funny snowman named Jeff. His friend is Bob. They have a great time in the winter. The next day, Bob was gone. And then Jeff remembered. He was at school. Then Jeff got some lumber, but he did not have enough for a house. He looked at a house. They did not have any. He went to one more house, but they did not have any lumber there. Then Bob was back. "Looking for some lumber?" asked Bob. "Yes, I have some at my house." Then he built a house, and they lived happily ever after. So this is Casey's cover of the Funny Snowman Adventure. And we'll start it off. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there was a funny snowman named Jeff. He lived in Cheyenne, Wyoming. It was the beginning of December, and it was just starting to snow. Jeff was about 100 years old, which is about 10 years old in human years. He was a hard-working snowman, got a hammer for one arm and a chainsaw for the other. Jeff was different than other snowmen. Having tools for arms instead of branches really set him apart from everyone else. This did not stop him from living a normal life, though. Jeff needed to find a job that fit him, so he did some research. Hours passed, and there it was, the job of his dreams. The position skills included: funny, like snow, is at least 10 years old, and has tools handy. Jeff stopped for a moment. "I do have tools for arms, but they are also my hands. Does this make them handy?" He answered himself with a loud "Yes!" Jeff picked up the phone to call the number. The number belonged to a boy named Bob. Bob was a young boy, about the age of 9. He was a chubby little boy. He always wore his favorite pink and white shirt with his bright yellow pants. His beanie and goggles were always on because winter was his favorite season. Jeff dialed the number and waited quietly. "Hello?" Bob answered. "Hi, I was calling about the job opening you were having. I would like to apply," Jeff excitedly said. "Do you meet all the requirements?" questioned Bob. "I sure do. When can I start?" Bob paused for a moment before answering. "Okay, I just Snapchatted you my address. You can come over for dinner. My mom is making hot dogs." "Okay, see you soon," Jeff said as he fist pumped in the air. About 6:30, Jeff headed over to Bob's house. When he arrived, Bob was standing in the driveway with a sign that said, "Welcome home, best friend." Jeff had never been treated like this before. He was so happy he got out of his snowmobile and ran to meet Bob. They did a slow-motion running and hugging scene to make it more dramatic. Just like the movies. From the moment they met to the hot dogs they shared, they knew they were going to be best friends forever. After dinner, Bob went to ask his mom if Jeff could have a sleepover. She was happy to see that Bob had found such a nice best friend, so she decided to say yes. Setting up the beds, Bob paused to ask Jeff a question. "Jeff?" "Yeah, Bob, what's up, buddy?" "I was just wondering, since you are a snowman and all, are you going to be okay sleeping in a warm room?" Bob asked politely. "I'll be fine, Bob. I'm not like other snowmen. My creators were very smart. They mixed fake snow, real snow, and with a little bit of magic, poof, I was born." "Dang. Well, now I know where babies come from. Thanks for telling me, Jeff. Now I don't have to have that awkward conversation with my mom." They both laughed. They went to bed early that night. During the night, Jeff started to get cold. He sat up and looked around for more blankets. There was a blue and purple blanket sitting on one of Bob's chairs. Jeff leaned over and grabbed it. He was now comfortable and went back to sleep. The next day, Bob was gone. Then Jeff remembered he was at school. He also remembered that Bob had wanted to build a house. Jeff thought it would be a great surprise to go out and get some lumber for the house. Then Jeff got some lumber, but he didn't have enough for a house. He looked at another house for more lumber, but they didn't have any. He went to one more house, but they didn't have any lumber there. Jeff noticed something that was at every house. There was always a piece of straw left behind each house. This could only be one person, and one person only. Billy. Billy was Jeff's old best friend, but he never treated him like Bob has. Billy wore overalls, a straw hat, and only had one tooth. He was the biggest, meanest, and toothless boy in town. Rumors have it that Billy only has one tooth left. He lost all his other teeth from eating too much candy. Jeff knew that he had to do something about this lumber thief, so he set a trap. He put a sign that said free lumber in front of a pile of wood. He waited for Billy to take the bait. A few hours passed and then he appeared. Billy, out of nowhere, started picking up the lumber. Jeff jumped up and yelled, "You thief! You thought you could stop me, didn't you, Jeff?" said Billy. "Put that lumber and fight for it like a man," yelled Jeff. Lunging toward Jeff, Billy swung a piece of lumber at him. Using his chainsaw hand, Jeff cut the wood in half. This shocked Billy, but he wasn't going to stop. He went to grab another piece, but Jeff had beaten to it. Using the back of his hammer hand, Jeff pierced the wood, trying to take it away from Billy. Breaking it free from Billy's hands, Jeff flung the wood away. Billy screamed in pain. "Ow! You gave me a splinter!" Billy began to whimper like a baby. He got so mad he got up out of his fetal position and yelled, "I'm going to go get a Band-Aid. You win this time, Jeff. Take your lumber. Take it all." Then Bob was back. He got dropped off by his school friends, Stewie and Tom. "Looking for some lumber?" Bob asked. "Yes, I have some at my house now." Jeff used his chainsaw and hammer hands to cut and nail together the pieces of wood for their house. After building their house, they threw a party. This party was celebrating the new house and their new friendship. Jeff started to feel bad for what he did to Billy. He picked up a phone and called Billy to invite him to their party. Surprisingly, he said okay to come to their party. All three of them ended up becoming best friends. They put aside their differences and included everyone. They lived happily ever after. Thank you.